One that would decriminalize psilocybin, or what is known as magic mushrooms, right? Can you kind of tell us a little bit about this one?
Yeah, we're actually discussing it right now, so I'm a little distracted at the moment. It is one of three bills, I believe, this session that would handle psilocybin in one way or another. This one seems to me to be the least likely to have any traction. In fact, they just kind of moved the deadline for decriminalizing psilocybin from 2026 to 2028 in this bill. And as they just started here discussing it, they also said that they're just going to lay this bill over, which essentially could mean that they're going to include it in a bigger bill, but more likely in this case means that it's, getting a first hearing and they intend to pass it some other time. Again, the deadline that they set here in this bill now to decriminalize psilocybin would be 2028. So kind of a little background here. Psilocybin, as you mentioned, also known as the magic mushrooms. It is non-toxic, non-addictive, psychedelic that is inside of certain types of mushrooms, been used by various cultures for thousands of years, but is illegal right now in the United States, in most of the United States. Some places have legalized it, but there was a psychedelic drugs task force over the last couple of years, and they came up with some recommendations. They were looking into LSD, ketamine, these magic mushrooms and some other things. And the only drug that they agreed that they should move forward with any kind of legalization was the psilocybin. And so they did recommend decriminalization, although that seems to be kind of a longer term thing. The bigger, more likely thing to actually go through in this session would be a therapeutic use program, essentially medical mushrooms. This bill in the House and the Senate has support and authorship from Republicans and Democrats who were all on that task force. And essentially the argument here is that these are a relatively safe drug that can kind of penetrate the layers of your psyche. And they have used it in some testing, especially with veterans. And it is able to help a lot of doctors get through and kind of tackle some issues that are contributing to PTSD. And a lot of veterans testified here last month about how psilocybin helped them deal with their PTSD in ways that they had never before been able to do. And so the therapeutic use program seems like it's more likely to go through. I'm about to talk to one of its authors and make sure that it is on the right path. They discussed it yesterday on the House floor. Wasn't up for a vote, but it does seem like this one is headed potentially for passage this year.
Just wanted to run through this really quickly. If you have to jump off, I understand, because that conversation is happening right now. Did want to mention, though, what's happening with the effort to help state law enforcement establish retail theft as a crime. Well, that's interesting.
We established it as a crime in 2023. The law enforcement just came in front of this same committee about 30 minutes ago, and they asked for some help to kind of coordinate. So kind of the issue would be, say there's one law enforcement agency in St. Louis County and another in Hennepin County and another in Clay County, and they may not be communicating that there is organized retail theft going on. They want to kind of have a coordinated office in the state so that all law enforcement's on the same page, and that is for prevention, but it's also for prosecution. And so, if it doesn't seem as organized as it is because only one county is tracking it, and another county, it may be happening there as well, but if they're not talking about it, it may not seem like this is an organized retail theft operation. Well, then you're not going to get the same prosecution. You're not going to get the enhanced penalties that they put into place in 2023. And so both the business community and law enforcement are looking for this kind of coordinated effort to tackle organized retail crime, which, again, was an enhanced criminal penalty as of 2023.
Okay. Got it, Corin. Now you go ahead. Take off running and go listen to the discussion being had right now about magic mushrooms. And I know you haven't. There you go. Slide on out of here.